The world moves on its own, and if we're not careful, we spend our lives chasing it, trying to keep up and feeling stuck. But real progress doesn't come from running harder or forcing things to happen. It comes from slowing down and learning to move with life instead of against it. The Stoics taught that we don't need to control everything. We need to accept how life unfolds and focus on how we respond. When we stop demanding that things go our way, we create space for lessons, growth, and change to appear naturally. By letting go of the need to control outcomes, we feel calmer and more focused. We still take action, but without desperation or fear. We save our energy for what truly matters and stop wasting it on resistance. True strength comes from accepting ourselves, our limits, and the fact that we can't control everything. When we do that, we find balance, clarity, and real inner power, not by forcing life to bend, but by learning how to move in rhythm with it. Life feels very different when we stop forcing and start flowing. The world does not change just because we want it to, but when we stop fighting it, we begin to understand its rhythm. This doesn't mean giving up or doing nothing. It means acting with care and purpose, without fear or constant worry about results. Growth comes when we allow things to happen in their own time, like standing in a river and adjusting our footing instead of trying to stop the water. Today's world pushes us to rush, control everything, and treat life like a checklist, but that only creates pressure and anxiety. True strength comes from letting go of the need to control every outcome and focusing instead on our values, our reactions, and how we show up in each moment. Anxiety steals our peace by pulling us into an imagined future filled with what ifs, making us feel busy but not powerful. Most of our fears never happen, yet they drain our energy and cloud our decisions. When we accept that we can't control everything and choose to stay present, anxiety loosens its grip. We begin to act from calm instead of fear, clarity instead of panic. By focusing on what we can do right now, we reclaim our power and allow life to guide us naturally. In letting go of control, we don't lose strength, we discover it. When you let go of anxiety, life feels clearer, calmer, and more meaningful. You stop being pulled into worries about things that haven't even happened and start focusing on what is real right now. That's where peace lives. Anxiety only takes your peace when you allow it to control your thoughts. When you choose to stay present, you regain control of your life and your choices. In the same way, the need to be perfect can hold you back. Perfection is an illusion that keeps you waiting and doubting yourself, believing you must have everything figured out before you begin. But life doesn't work that way. Progress comes from showing up, taking action, and moving forward even when things are messy or unclear. Mistakes, failures, and imperfections are not signs of weakness. They are how you learn and grow. Most successful people aren't perfect. They are consistent. They take imperfect steps, learn as they go, and keep moving. When you stop chasing perfection and start valuing progress, you give yourself permission to be human. You begin to see growth in every step, even the difficult ones. True success isn't about flawless results, but about how much you've grown, learned, and evolved along the journey. Taking consistent action, even when you don't have all the answers, is how real progress is made. Waiting for perfection only keeps you stuck, doubting yourself, and delaying your life. Progress is real and something you can build every day by starting where you are and using what you have. When you let go of perfection, you allow yourself to grow and move forward. At the same time, in a world that is always noisy and demanding more from you, stillness becomes powerful. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means slowing down, taking a breath, and finding calm. In that quiet space, you can think clearly, listen to yourself, and choose your actions with purpose. Instead of reacting out of stress, when you pause and reflect, you begin to understand what truly matters and align your actions with your values. Real progress comes from this balance, moving forward with steady effort while also allowing moments of calm to guide you. When you learn to be still, you stop wasting energy on things that don't really matter. Instead of reacting to everything around you, you begin to respond with calm and clarity. This is where real strength comes from, not from noise or constant movement, but from quiet focus. Stillness helps you slow down, think clearly, and understand what truly matters to you. It allows you to separate what is important from what is just urgent and stressful. In that calm space, you reconnect with your values and your deeper purpose, which helps you act with confidence instead of fear. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing or giving up on life. It means being present, aware, and intentional. You stop chasing success, approval, or happiness, and instead focus on aligning your actions with who you are. Life begins to flow more naturally. You stop forcing outcomes and start trusting the process. From that place of trust and presence, the right opportunities often come to you without desperation. By finding your quiet center in a noisy world, you gain clarity, reduce anxiety, and move through life with purpose, patience, and inner peace. When you become more grounded in the present moment, you start to notice the opportunities that are already around you. True abundance isn't found in constantly chasing more, but in appreciating what you already have and acting with purpose. When you stop chasing, life feels less like a race and more like a natural flow. You still work toward your goals, but without desperation or pressure, you take steady steps, trust the timing of life, and allow things to unfold when they're meant to. This shift brings calm, gratitude, and clarity, helping you enjoy the journey instead of obsessing over the outcome. Trusting the process doesn't mean having all the answers or giving up control completely. It means showing up, doing the work, and believing that your efforts will lead you where you need to go. Like planting a seed, growth takes time, patience, and care. When you let go of the need to rush or force results, resistance fades and life begins to move more smoothly. In that trust and patience, you find freedom, peace, and real progress. We often expect our efforts to bring quick results, but real growth takes time. When we trust the process, we feel less anxious about the outcome and stop worrying so much about the future. Anxiety usually comes from wanting control and fearing what we don't know, but trust helps that fear fade. It allows us to focus on what we can do today instead of stressing about what might happen tomorrow. Trusting the process means letting go of the need for instant success and accepting that life has its own timing. Even when doubt appears, continuing to move forward builds patience and strength. Delays and challenges are not signs of failure. They are chances to grow, prepare, and become ready for what's next. Just like a tree needs time to grow strong roots, we also need time to build skills, mindset, and resilience. When we stop rushing and start using delays wisely, we turn frustration into progress. By accepting setbacks instead of fighting them, we stay grounded in the present and grow into the person capable of handling the success that will come in its own time. This idea reminds us that we spend so much time thinking about the future that we forget to fully live in the present. We rush toward goals and timelines, believing that success only exists at the destination, but often the most. Meaningful growth happens during the waiting. Delays give us time to learn, reflect, and strengthen ourselves in ways we couldn't if everything happened right away. They are not permanent, and when they end, we are usually more prepared, stronger, and wiser than before. Life is not a straight path. It includes pauses, setbacks, and lessons that shape who we become. Patience is not weakness or doing nothing. It is quiet strength. It means trusting that life unfolds in its own time while continuing to grow and prepare. By accepting what we can't control and focusing on how we respond, we move with life instead of fighting it. When we slow down, stay present, and trust the process, we find peace, clarity, and the readiness to step forward when the time is right. Patience is not about doing nothing or giving up. It is an active way of living. It means staying present, trusting where you are, and allowing yourself time to grow. Rushing often leads to fear-based decisions, but patience gives you space to think clearly and act wisely. Like a tree that grows strong roots before it grows tall, patience helps you build inner strength and resilience before success arrives. What we often call luck is really preparation meeting the right moment. Nothing happens at random. Life moves in patterns, And when you align yourself with that rhythm, opportunities appear naturally. Quiet and still moments are not signs of failure or being left behind. They are where your character is shaped and your foundation is strengthened. Instead of chasing success or forcing timing, patience teaches you to prepare, reflect, and trust the process. When you stop pushing and start aligning with life's flow, you become ready for what's meant for you. True power comes from this: calm confidence, knowing that what is meant to arrive will come at the right time, and when it does, you will be ready. In today's world, silence can feel uncomfortable, and we often fill our lives with constant noise work, social media, or endless distractions. But silence doesn't have to be something to fear. It can be a chance to grow stronger, reconnect with yourself, and build a life rooted in purpose, clarity, and inner strength. As Epictetus said, what matters is not what happens to you, but how you react. In quiet moments, you have the power to choose how you respond to life. True strength isn't just shown in loud, visible moments, it's also built in private, quiet moments when it seems like nothing is happening. These moments shape your character, build resilience, and prepare you for life's challenges. Isn't weakness, it's strength. Real surrender isn't giving up, it's letting go of the need to control everything and trusting life's natural flow. We often struggle when things don't happen on our timeline, trying to force outcomes. But the harder we push, the more resistance we meet. Carl Jung said, "What you resist persists." The more we cling to control, the more we feed the very struggles we're trying to avoid. But when we let go, we step into a new kind of power, one that comes from working with life, not against it. Like a river flowing around rocks and trees, life moves best when we align with its natural path rather than fight it. Life is like a river. It flows naturally, moving around obstacles, adjusting, and shaping its path without forcing anything. The river doesn't fight. It surrenders to its course and becomes unstoppable. In the same way, surrender in life doesn't mean giving up on your goals or sitting back doing nothing. True surrender is an active choice. It's about doing your best, taking action when needed, but also accepting that you cannot control everything. We can't make the river go faster or change its direction, but we can move with it, trusting it will take us where we need to be. Marcus Aurelius described this well. Accept what life gives you and embrace it fully. Surrender means meeting life with patience, courage, and grace, letting go of the need to control, and flowing with life's natural rhythm. It's not about being passive or abandoning your desires. It's about putting in effort while releasing attachment to how things should happen. This approach conserves your energy, reduces stress, and allows you to move forward with ease. Surrender takes strength and courage, but it brings freedom, peace, and a steady heart. Helping you reach your goals without unnecessary struggle, it's not defeat, it's a way of aligning with life so that you can navigate it with calm and confidence. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means going with the natural flow of life. When you do, things often fall into place in ways you never expected. It's not about controlling the world, but trusting that life will move with you if you have the courage to let go. Many of us spend a lot of energy worrying about missing out, a feeling called FOMO, oath of fear of missing out. We feel the need to be everywhere, do everything, and grab every opportunity, believing that if we don't, we're falling behind. But this constant chasing actually keeps us from finding peace. Instead of running after everything, we can pause and allow life to come to us. FOMO often comes from comparing ourselves to others and feeling we're not enough if we're not constantly moving. In truth, it's not about doing everything. It's about being present where you are. Opportunities will come to you when you stop chasing them and trust the universe to align things in their own time. Letting go of FOMO takes faith, patience, and trust. It's not giving up on your goals or purpose, it's letting go of the odds. Fear that you'll miss something if you slow down. Sometimes the best thing you can do is slow down, be present, and let life unfold naturally. When you stop rushing through life, you start noticing things you would have missed before. You realize that the world is already offering you what you need. You just have to be still enough to see it. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Much of our time is spent chasing things that don't truly matter, driven by the fear of missing out FOMO. This constant busyness keeps us from enjoying the quiet moments that bring the most value. When we let go of the fear of missing out, we create space for the things that truly matter. FOMO comes from comparing ourselves to others and feeling like we're behind. But the more we chase, the more disconnected we become from our own journey. Everyone has a unique path, and the opportunities meant for us will come when we are ready. True fulfillment comes not from forcing things, but from aligning with who we are and being present in the moment. This doesn't mean doing nothing. It means showing up, doing the work, and trusting that life will bring the right opportunities at the right time. Letting go of the pressure to be everywhere and do everything opens us to a deeper, more meaningful life. Everything we truly need is already on its way. It has always been. By living in the present, trusting the process, and focusing on our own path, we stop chasing and start truly living. True peace and happiness come from living by our own principles, not constantly reacting to the chaos around us. When we follow our own internal laws, the world reflects that calm back to us. Instead of seeking validation or control from outside, we find it within ourselves. The real secret to peace lies in the inner rules we set and the choices we make to align with them. Think about how we define success. Much of it comes from what the world expects of us. Society tells us how to act, what to want, and what it means to succeed. But if we let these outside influences guide us, we lose touch with our true selves. True stability and peace come from following your own inner compass, your internal law. Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." This means that real happiness and peace don't depend on outside circumstances. They depend on living in alignment with your own values. When you do this, you stop being tossed around by the chaos of the world. You respond to life with calm, confidence, and clarity, no longer at the mercy of external events. This idea is closely tied to self-mastery, taking control of your mind, emotions, and reactions. Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When we stop chasing external validation, we reclaim our power and define peace, happiness, and success for ourselves. Living by your internal law doesn't mean following rigid rules. It means understanding your values, purpose, and goals and using them as a guide. It allows you to face life's challenges with grace and confidence without needing to prove anything to anyone. The world will always have chaos and obstacles, but how you react is your choice. By anchoring yourself in your inner law, you create unshakable peace and move through life with purpose, confidence, and clarity. This path isn't always easy, but it leads to true freedom and strength. There will be times when you feel like letting the chaos of the world control your emotions. But each time you return to your inner guidance, each time you remind yourself that you are in charge of your own peace, you grow stronger. Over time, this inner foundation becomes so solid that nothing outside can shake it. Your internal principles guide you through life with purpose, clarity, and calm. True peace and success don't come from the world, they come from the values you live by. When you follow them, you stop reacting to chaos and become the calm, steady center in any situation. This inner strength shapes your life, creating lasting peace, happiness, and confidence that no one can take away. Focusing on your inner law also helps you stop chasing things that don't align with who you truly are. You live according to your deepest values, and the world begins to reflect that back to you. This is true power, something permanent that comes from within. Preparation isn't just about actions, checklists, or plans. It's about building the right state of mind. True preparation means developing the inner structure to handle whatever life throws at you, even when things are unpredictable. The more you prepare this way, the less fear and anxiety you feel about the future. Most people prepare by trying to control everything, but life rarely goes as planned. Real readiness comes from inner calm and self-awareness, the ability to stay steady, no matter what happens. This is the foundation that allows you to face life's uncertainties with confidence. The more you understand yourself, your reactions, habits, and tendencies, the better you are able to handle life's uncertainties. True preparation isn't about being perfect or controlling every outcome. It's about training your mind too. Stay calm, steady, and confident no matter what happens. The key isn't to avoid challenges, but to face them with a steady heart. Most people think preparation is about doing everything right and eliminating uncertainty. But real preparation is about building inner strength, resilience, and adaptability. It's like building a strong foundation for a house you can't control the storms, but you can make sure you'll stand firm when they come. Focusing on this inner work reduces anxiety and fear of the future, because you know you can handle whatever comes your way. The Stoics taught that we should focus only on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, let go of everything else. This mindset allows you to move through life with confidence and calm instead of being swayed by fear or external chaos. Preparation is a daily practice. Each challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience, stay grounded, and grow. It also teaches flexibility, helping you adapt when life doesn't go as expected. By aligning yourself with the natural flow of life, challenges become opportunities to build your inner strength. Over time, you realize that you don't need to have all the answers, you just need to trust yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes. True preparation isn't about controlling life. It's about becoming the kind of person who can meet any challenge with a steady heart. When you prepare in this way, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you are not just ready for the future, you are in control of your present. And in that, you find real peace. Imagine yourself as a magnet knot, one that chases after success, love, or recognition, but one that quietly aligns with the flow of life. Too often we think we need to push, hustle, and force things to happen. We believe success comes from constant action and chasing opportunities. But the truth is, what you want often comes when you stop the chase and focus on becoming the right person. You are already a magnet to where energy attracts what comes back to you. Worry, fear, and trying to control everything only push away the things you want. When you stop forcing and start trusting the flow of life, opportunities, people, and circumstances begin to come to you naturally, Carl Jung said. What you resist persists. The more you fight against life, the harder it is to move forward. But when you align with life's rhythm and act from a place of calm, the right things start gravitating toward you. You don't have to chase success or force your dreams. They come to you when you are ready and present. This doesn't mean doing nothing. It means taking intentional action from a place of peace and certainty, not desperation or anxiety. When you act this way, your energy attracts the right opportunities and people, and things flow more easily. True power comes from trusting that what you need is already on its way, from aligning with life rather than fighting it. Forcing and start being ready to receive. You move from a state of lack to one of abundance, and your presence becomes naturally magnetic. Trust that life has its own rhythm and timing, perfect for you. You don't need to rush or force things to happen. Instead, focus on aligning your thoughts, actions, and energy with your true purpose. And everything will come at the right time. Trusting this process doesn't mean doing nothing. It means showing up consistently without pushing or stressing over the outcome. When you start trusting life's flow, you stop worrying about what could go wrong or what you might be missing. You live fully in the present and let things unfold naturally. This mindset makes you a magnet for what you truly need. The energy you put out matches the life you want, attracting the right people, opportunities, and circumstances. You aren't chasing anything. You're becoming the kind of person that draws things to you effortlessly. The more you practice this, the more you see that life isn't something to chase, it's something to embrace. By trusting the process and going with the flow, the right people, opportunities, and successes come to you naturally without struggle. This is the true power of becoming a magnet. Stop trying to force life to go your way or chase after everything. You want to instead focus on aligning your actions, energy, and mindset with the life you truly desire. When you live with this kind of certainty, you stop resisting the world and start moving with it. In that flow, everything you need will naturally come to you. As you move through 2026, ask yourself, will you keep chasing or will you align? Will you keep pushing or will you trust that the life you want is already on its way? The more you trust and let go, the more you'll see that what you need has been waiting for you all along. We often exhaust ourselves by constantly striving, hustling, and pushing against life. Yet life doesn't demand this struggle, it asks us to flow with it. True growth and freedom come when we stop trying to control everything and instead surrender to life's rhythm. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means trusting the process, moving with it, and letting things unfold naturally. By looking inward, we discover our own power and potential. When we stop chasing validation or forcing outcomes, we begin to flow like a river, moving effortlessly toward our destination. Being in alignment with your true self changes everything. Opportunities, relationships, and experiences start to come to you at the right time. Life becomes a series of synchronicities, not random events. Patience is key. It's not just waiting, but trusting that things happen when you're ready. Society glorifies speed and constant action, but true success comes from moving with your own path, not against it. When you align with your inner truth, life begins to guide you naturally. Even in uncertainty, trust that you are on the right path, and the universe will support you in ways you never expected. We often think that struggling against life shows strength, but real strength comes from letting go and trusting. True power is in knowing when to stop fighting and when to flow with life. When you stop resisting, you can find peace with the unknown, be present in the moment, and stop worrying about the future or regretting the past. Alignment is about trusting the process, letting go of fear, doubt, and worry, and moving with life instead of against it. When you do this, things start to come to you naturally. The right people, opportunities, and circumstances seem to appear effortlessly. They were always there. You just needed to stop resisting. The more you align with life's flow, the more life aligns with you, bringing peace, purpose, and success. Everything you need is already on its way. You just need to become ready to receive it. So in 2026, ask yourself, will you keep fighting the current or will you flow with it? Will you keep chasing or will you trust that what you need is already coming? When you align with life instead of chasing it, you naturally attract everything meant for you. That is the true power of life. Stop running and start flowing, and life will come to you.